Army Jikook lovers all over the world, are you ready? Because today is no ordinary day. This is a day we've been waiting for and even praying for. The day when the 7 stars of BTS are finally reunited under the same sky, shining together warmer, closer, and more real than we ever imagined. But wait, behind this heart-pounding reunion, there's a common thread we can't ignore. A subtle yet intense energy. A unique dynamic that only 2 people share. Jimin and Jungkook. From meaningful glances, to unexpected laughs, to unnamed songs filled with emotion, it all feels like puzzle pieces that have finally fallen into place, just for the 2 of them. So, are you ready to dive into Jikook's sweetest and most emotional moments from this historic concert? Stay tuned, because you don't want to miss a second of what we have in store. Army, get ready, because this is no ordinary day. This is a day we've been dreaming of for so long. The day when 7 stars gathered once again under the same sky, illuminating our hearts with a warmth that cannot be expressed in words. BTS finally performed together again. All 7 members, in one frame, for the first time since they finished their military service one by one. And among the many moments that night, one thing stood out. The quiet yet powerful intimacy between Jimin and Jungkook. From the moment the screen lit up and their long-missed faces appeared, the atmosphere changed. It felt like coming home. Like opening the door to a long empty house and realizing everything was still in place. Only a little more mature with deeper stories to tell. Jimin sat comfortably, his body slightly leaning towards Jungkook nearby. Jungkook looked calm, but his eyes kept darting to Jimin whenever there was a lull in conversation. As if the world could wait as long as he could still see his young smile. Kim Taeyoung flashed a soft smile. Min Yoongi chuckled. Jin, who had just returned from the military, carried a warm and peaceful aura like the morning sun. But as Jimin and Jungkook exchanged glances, responding to each other's little jokes, it all felt like a scene from an unfinished story. It was as if time had stopped, only for them. "Welcome back, everyone," said RM, the leader who always brings warmth with his words. And to Army, this is just the beginning. Laughter erupted as Jungkook began to talk about his uneven hair growth. He complained in the most Jungkook-like way, spontaneous, honest, unfiltered. "Why is only this part growing? The rest looks like a wig," he said, touching the top of his head. Jimin laughed so hard he had to cover his face. "I can't even look up right now. I'm laughing non-stop because of you," he said, playfully hitting Jungkook's arm. This wasn't just a joke. Behind the laughter was a comfort born of years of togetherness. They complemented each other's energy in the most natural way. Unscripted. Effortless. Just 2 people who have shared space and laughter since their teenage years. The rest of the members just laughed, letting the 2 magnates play in their own little world. A world where wigs, hair, and imperfections were the things that brought them closer together. Midway through the live performance, the mood shifted to something more mellow. Without any background music, Jimin began humming a few tunes. His voice was soft, almost a whisper amidst the noise. Jungkook without hesitation joined in. There was no script, no direction, just 2 voices blending in a harmony they had built over time. Their eyes met. A fleeting moment, yet powerful enough to send shivers down the spines of fans. The world around them seemed to fade away. No cameras, no hundreds of thousands of viewers. Just the 2 of them in a small moment with so much meaning. "This isn't anyone's song. This is our song," Jimin said with a smile. Jungkook nodded and added with a chuckle, "I played guitar," he sang, "and now we don't even remember the lyrics. But back then it felt so cool." Then came the line that broke many hearts. "It's not about how good the song is. It's about who's with you when you sing it." Tears flowed from armies everywhere. Because that's the essence of Jimin and Jungkook's bond. It's not about the grandeur. It's about the presence. As Jimin sang, the camera caught Jungkook's expression. He looked at Jimin in a way that was hard to describe, full of pride, admiration, and something deeper. A possessive gaze. Not in a toxic way, but in the most genuine way of someone who values the presence of another person in their life. Fans noticed a moment when Jungkook grabbed his own shirt collar. It was a small movement, but enough to spark speculation. Was he hiding something? Emotions? Tears? Or maybe feelings he'd been keeping inside? Later in the live broadcast, Jungkook and Jimin talked about how they'd been spending their time during their hiatus. "We practiced vocals for 10 hours a day. It's crazy, right?" Jungkook said happily. Jimin quietly added, "We wanted to build strength from the inside, not just look good on the outside." Then Jungkook widened his eyes dramatically and said, "I'm too focused right now. Look at my eyes, they're going crazy because of how focused I am." Everyone burst out laughing. But beneath the jokes, their determination was clear. They were coming back stronger, not just for their careers but for ARMY, for all of us who have waited patiently. Towards the end of the live broadcast, Jimin was asked how it felt to be back in Korea. He answered honestly, "This is my 5th day back. And honestly, I'm happy to be in my own bed again." His smile was small but genuine. He continued, "But I feel like my body isn't as strong as it used to be. So I have to work hard again. I have to get back up." Without hesitation, Jungkook replied, "We'll do it together, Hyung. We'll get back up, together." And once again we were reminded of why their bond meant so much. Because behind the hugs that weren't always seen and the words that sometimes slipped into jokes, there was real support. That day wasn't just about BTS going live together again. It wasn't just about the announcement of their 2026 comeback. It was about feelings, about connection, about two people who have grown up together, complementing each other, and taking care of each other since they were teenagers. Jimin and Jungkook proved that closeness doesn't have to be a show. You don't need a dramatic hug or a grand declaration of love. Sometimes all it takes is a laugh at 3 in the morning, a random guitar playing, a song without lyrics, a look that's louder than any words. And we, ARMY, we see it. We feel it. That's why moments like this will never be replaced. They're not just bandmates. They're a story. And today that story added another unforgettable chapter. ARMY. That day wasn't just another rerun or live session. It was a new chapter in a story we've been following for years. A reminder that true closeness doesn't require grand gestures. Sometimes a laugh, a song without lyrics, and an indescribable look are all that's needed. Jimin and Jungkook have grown together. They're not just members of the same group, they're witnesses to each other. And us. We're lucky to be a part of that story.